A clandestine hedge fund.
Yeah.
How so?
To be used.
So how were they being used?
Well, once, you know this, Wall Street, you spend your skills working to make really rich people a little bit more rich. But there is something different about the prospect of putting your skills to work for something that you think is really going to build the kingdom, that's really going to make...
How the tithe is supposed to be used. And is that the thing that bothers you about all this? Your former bosses explain how the money was going to be used one day?
Second coming. And
so when they gave this money to bail out a for-profit venture, what was your reaction?
David Nielsen says he hit his breaking point in 2018 after a website called Mormon Leaks linked church members to companies that existed only on paper. Those shell companies held billions of dollars in stocks and bonds.
That's from the members. The chief investment officer said...
Of Ensign Peak. Waddell is one of 3 church bishops who oversees finances.
And for the future.
David Nielsen alleged that Ensign Peak violated its tax-exempt status by directing money to church businesses. How would you characterize how that money was used?
This 2008, 2009.
In the mall?
The mall was not a bailout. The mall was an investment.
And you are receiving?
And that's as far as we can go right now.
It's been estimated at $150 billion in the ballpark, or no?
We have significant resources.
Give us a sense of what percentage is going out the door of the money under management.
To continue church operations, we just want to make sure.
What information did you give to the SEC?
Everything. Pages.
Bishop Christopher Waddell told us it was the church's lawyers who advised them to create the shell companies.
What about, the idea that secrecy builds mistrust? What's the difference?
It's confidential in order it has X amount of money.
But don't you agree this would be a non-issue if there was more transparency?
Important.
Explain that to me.
Rules.
David Nielsen says honesty is a tenet of the faith. He wants Ensign Peak advisors to pay the taxes he says it owes on the $100 billion fortune built from tithing. If the IRS decides Nielsen is right, he could be rewarded with up to 30% of what's complaints.
Why are you speaking now?
All the professional courtesy. This is just cracks.
It's possible that you were dead wrong.